Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sadashiva Samarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Narayanam Padmabhavam Vasishtam Shaktim cha Tatputra Parasharam cha Vyasam Shukam Gaudapadam Mahantam Govinda Yogindra Madasya Sishyam Sri Shankaracharya Madasya Padma Padam cha Hastamalakam cha Sishyam Tam Todakam Vartika Manyan Asmadgurun Santatamanatosmi Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krudau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Namah Shri Shankarananda Guru Majambu Janmane Savilasa Mahamoha Graha Graseka Karmani. Swanishchayataha Baddhaha Muktaha Aham Chayiti Manyate. 41. Everyone, whether they become bound or liberated according to their nischaya. Nischaya, determination, belief, abidance. That is why it is said in Ashtavakra Gita, Tattva Nischaya Matrena Prajno Bhavati Nirvritaha. Only by Nischaya Matrena. By that Nischaya, what Nischaya? Tattva Nischaya Matrena. What is the Tattvam? What is the supreme reality? There is a positive, clarified knowledge. When it is there, Nirvrataha Bhavati Prajnaha. Nirvrataha, complete, fulfilled. Bhavati, person becomes who? Prajnaha, one who is a man of correct knowledge. So, Jnaninam Viparayataha Asmat Nishchayaha Samparikshate Samyakikshate. The Jnani's perception is totally different. Viparitaha Asmat. Kasmat Viparitaha. So, what is that? That Yaihika Amushmika Sarvaha Samsaraha Vastavaha Iti Ajnaninam Matihi. Ajnaninam Matihi is the conclusion of the, not conclusion, confusion of the Ajnanin is Aihika Amushmika Sarvaha Samsaraha Vastavaha. It is real. The real is the joy, sorrow, etc. associated with the world here, hereafter. And Advaitam na bhati na asti iti nishchayaha. Their conclusion is the Advaita is neither there nor it can be ever known. So, iti ajnana vinishchayaha. Iti ajnana vinishchayaha. This is the determination, conclusion of the ajnanin. But jnaninam viparitaha asmat. Jnanis have a different conclusion on that. Nischayah samparikshate, samyak ikshate, swa nischayatah baddha mukta aham iti manyate. According to their own understanding, either a person will become bound or free. So the question that is raised by the Purvapakshi is, we'll read. Nadvaita paroksham chet nachit rupena basanat asheshena na bhadam chet dvaitam kim basate kilam. Nadvaitam aparoksham chet nachidrupena basanat asheshena na badam chet dvaitam kim basade kilam. The Purvapakshi is saying Advaitam na bhasate. Advaitam is not known. Na Advaitam aparoksham. It is not immediately available to me. Here, aparoksham means, paroksha means from other standpoint, aparoksham means from one's own without any support, aparoksham. But it is also known as pratyaksham. Pratyakshena na jnatum shakyate advaitam. The advaita cannot be known like I see the world. Like I see any object. Gurudev always would say, you try to objectify the self, Brahman. If you try to objectify the self, it will lose its nature of being a self. The very nature of the subject is that it will never become an object. We have seen in the Drigdashya Viveka also, a flower you see, but flower doesn't see you. Right? Eyes can see the flower, the flower can see the eyes. Similarly, mind can see the eyes. Can the mind see the mind? Eyes can see the mind. Mind thoughts can be known by the buddhi, but through the thoughts you will never know the buddhi. Buddhi also are known to Sakshi, Atma, but Atma cannot be known by the buddhi. So that is how Drigdashya Viveka is done, right? So, Drishta, it is not possible. Whatever is seen, being seen, that is called Drishyam. Drishyena, Drishta, Drishtam here, Drishta become Bhagavata. Yeah, so it will be Bhagavat Pita. So, na drashtum shakyate, that drashta is not ever to be known, na darshanam bhavati drishyasya. So it is not a subject, or subject cannot be an object of the subject, subject cannot be an object of the object seen by the subject. If you are confused, I am happy. The object cannot see the subject being the object of the subject. Being an object, it cannot see the subject. So, subject, it cannot be an object of the object because being it object of the subject. Anyway. So, it cannot be. But then, so it cannot be. So, how will you prove its existence? Chitrupena basanat. It is there as your own consciousness. Na should be understood as an answer, not na chitrupena. Don't say na, comma. You have to put a comma. Na, your objection is not right. Na. Chitrupena basanat. Your argument that it is na aparoksham is not correct. Na advaitam aparoksham iti chet na. Chitrupena vasanat, because the hetu is given. It is, hetu means logic here, cause is, reason is that it can be No, it is known as your own consciousness. And to say that I am conscious, you need any other support. My consciousness need not have to have any support from external things. So you know yourself. So chitrupena vasanat, this being the nature of your own consciousness, therefore it is always known. Sada yatum shakyate, sata asti, sata bhati. At all times it is there, at all times it is known. Ahamasmi sada bhami, I am always there, ahamasmi sada bhami. Kada chinnaham apriyaha, at no time I hate myself. Tasmadaham yadedacha, so not that, that's different. Tasmadaham Brahma, Satchidananda Lakshanam. Aham Sat, Aham Chit, Aham Ananda. So therefore, it is always available to me. But Asheshena Nabadam Chet, exclusively not known, fully not known. Ashesha means fully. It's not known completely. Shesha means a part. Asheshena, a fully it cannot be known. The argument of the Purvapakshi is Ashesham Nabhatam Advaitam Nabhadam Asheshena iti chet. Now, when this kind of an argument is put in front of the Advaitin, he will roll up his sleeves. Okay, let me do one thing. Let us come to your point of view. You say that Advaitam is Asheshena Nabhatam. Okay. Do you have the Dvaita available to you completely? Counter argument. Kim Dvaitam Akilam Basade? Is Dvaita fully available to you? Tell me. How many of you say? What do you say? Quick.
No.
Why do you say no?
Because we don't know the whole world. We cannot know the whole world.
Huh? How do you see Dvaitam? Dvaitam means what as of you right now? For you.
Different. I am different.
You are different from the world? How much of the world you see? Huh? How much of you the world do you see? As whatever is available to the senses, that much only you can see. Beyond that you cannot. So your dependence upon the senses, your whatever is there is reported by what is reported by the senses alone, you see it. So there also only partial you see. If a person does not have all the five organs of perception, what is his world? Tell me. He cannot see, he cannot hear, he cannot taste, he cannot smell, he cannot touch. What will be his world? Or even at time of sleep, what is your world? Where is Dvaitam at that point? Do you see world apart from you in the state of sleep? And even when you wake up from a dream, do you see that the world that you have been seeing in the dream as different from you? Available to you as outside? Now, even as you are awake, what you are seeing is only a partial aspect of the Dvaitam. So you are saying, I am not seeing Ashesham Advaitam Nabhati, Advaitam Nabhati. Even Dvaitam Asheshana Nabhati. Even Dvaita is not fully available to you. So therefore, next verse, Dingmatrena Vibhanam Tu Dvayorapi Samam Kalu Dvaita Siddhavadaita Vadadvaita Siddhiste Tavatana Kim Dingmatrena Vibhanam Tu Dvayorapi Samam Kalu Dvaita siddhivadadvaita siddhiste tavatanakim. Ding matram, solpa matram, a part of it, an iota of it, a small portion of it. Vibhanam is available for comprehension. Ding matrena vibhanam to dvayorapi. Therefore, even as duality is available to you only partially, and today's science go to the extent of saying the world is seen as the qualities of the world or about the world only you see based upon your contact with the world only. Other than that, its existence is questionable. The fire's heat is not known until you touch it. Correct? And if nobody is there, no living being is there to touch that fire, the fire being hot is known to whom? So, even as we are using our faculties to understand this world, we are depending entirely upon the nature of or the quality of the instrument through which we are looking at or we are contacting. Based upon that alone, I come to understand the nature of the world, so-called world. If those faculties are not there, is there a Dvaitam? So it's a counter question. So you also know only a part of it. What is the argument of this Purvapakshi? Chitrupa Advaitam Chet. That's what you are saying. Advaitam is Chitrupam, right? And this is individualistic. Meaning, I am conscious, you are conscious, she is conscious, etc. So, I know the consciousness only as a part, as a single unit in me. How do I say, what you are saying is Advaitam Sarvam. How can Advaitam be Sarvam, where I am seeing only me as consciousness alone I am seeing, as rest of it I am seeing as Jadam only. Therefore, there is Chaitanyam and Jadam. Duality is there. Right? And I see most of the time Jadam only. If I look at you also, I see the more Jadam than the... What do I see with my eyes and ears, etc.? What do I explain? I don't see your consciousness. I don't see consciousness. Even though if I say that it is there in the form of consciousness in me, it's only a part, yes, a small part of it. So, but you are saying Advaitam Sarvam, how does that be? In the same way, then he counter-argues Dvaitam Sarvam. How do you say that? There also, you are seeing only a part of it, not the whole of it. Therefore, in that, Dvayorapi Samam, Vibhanam Samam. Therefore, the awareness of both Dvaitam and Advaitam being only partial is same. As much as you understand Dvaita only as in a limited way, at the present moment, you understand Advaitam also in a limited way. Dvaita Siddhivat, like that of you presently recognizing the duality, Advaita Siddhihi Te. No, it is not that that is the way only, but presently, I start from there. Where? That you have consciousness, that is Advaita. You start from there. So, in case of Dvaitam as well as Advaita, presently your experience being partial, in that aspect, both are same. Samam Kalu, Dvaita Siddhihi, Vasaida Siddhivat, like the way you understand Dvaita, in the same way, Advaitam also. Advaita Siddhihi Te. So, what is the problem now? Tavata Nakim. What is the situation now? Tavata Tattavata, meaning like the way you have understood Dvaitam, so is this nature of Advaita also. So, what is the issue that you see? Because your argument is that Aseshena nabatam advaitam. Dvaitam api aseshena nabatam. Dvaitam timmatrena vimanam. Tata aduna advaitam api dvingmatrena eva vimanam te. For you, let us not be see. Later on, when you come to a level of maturity, you will see that it is sarvam iti. At the present moment. No, but you won't keep quiet, Say, like, the example is given for, in Tamil, Urupan Sottuku Oru Surpadam. Meaning, a single grain of cooked rice is sufficient to know that the whole pot is cooked. Not whole, the rice is cooked. What do you say in Hindi mein?
Ek dana chawal.
Oh, then you don't have that. है नहीं हिंदी में नहीं है. These are all greatness of Tamil. You see, they have come up with some axioms like that. So in Malayalam, no. Telugu, no. Oh, see, these are all Advaita Drishti. Only Tamilians have that. That you take one grain, it will know with that, the entire pot is cooked. One grain will do. Similarly, when you understand the nature of consciousness of this, you understand that everything is of that nature only. That's what it means. Anyway, so Dvaitena heenam advaitam Dvaita jnane katam tvidam Chidbanam tvavari tu avirodyasya Dvaitasyato same ubhe Dvaitena heenam advaitam Dvaita jnane katam tvidam Chidbanam tvavirodyasya Dvaitasyato same ubhe. The Purva Bhakshi would not keep quiet. The Nanubai will come here. No, wait. Wait. I have to ask this question. Advaitam dvaitena heenam. Heenam means dissolved. In the Dvaita, Advaita gets dissolved. How do you make that statement? How do you say that Advaita is dissolved in Dvaitam? See, the Advaita Drishti is there is no world. Right? World is unreal, mithya, ityadi. From Dvaita standpoint, it is not so. That the world is real and there is consciousness, no doubt, but there is inert world also is there, equally real. Now, the consciousness which you are saying as Advaitam, which is one without a second, in the world that I perceive, it is included in that because it is only a part of me is the consciousness. So, the consciousness is part of me, the rest of it are all Dvaitam. So, what happens then? It is completely dissolved or included into that Dvaitam. Right? That is the argument which he makes. So, Dvaitena heenam advaitam. This is one meaning. Because Dvaita is everywhere. Dvaitam is all, everybody and everything in this world is nothing but the variety. You can see so many varieties. So one of them can be possibly what you call it as a part of it is what is called consciousness. So this is a standpoint of people who are from Sankhyan philosophy. But they do not come to have the understanding that both are expressions of the only one. That is not theirs. Then it becomes Advaitam. So they say Dvaitam, which is the Sankhyan standpoint, is there is Prakriti, there is Purusha. So and the Purusha cannot, Purusha Prakritisto hi bhunkte. Bhagavan Krishna says, but in a different context, Prakristaha Purushaha bhunkte Prakriti Janguna. So Prakritistaha eva Purushaha. Purusha is as one who is seated in Prakriti. Meaning what? Without Prakriti, Purusha is not there. Purusha cannot do anything. Meaning without the Prakriti, Purusha's even existence cannot be known. So everywhere we find that it's only the duality, that it is already included it dissolves the Dvaitam into it. Interesting thing is, you say Advaitam. So, when you go to any non-vegetarian, right? So, vegetarian is there, but non-vegetarian is absence of vegetarian. Correct or not? Non-vegetarian. So, vegetarian is there, and then that which is not vegetarian is called non-vegetarian. So, what is actually there? Vegetarian. Right? Non is non-ni, N-A-Y, non, non. So, non-vegetarian. Similarly, Dvaitam. So, Dvaitam is there. You are opposing it. So, that is why it says, Chidbanam tu. So, this is a question is, it contradicts also. Duality contradicts non-duality. And when duality is seen manifest everywhere we see only the Dvaitam. But how can you say whatever we perceive as duality is not there? All my faculties, senses, etc., all of them report only duality. So majority wins, right? Majority of our experiences are duality. All the faculties report what? Duality. And you alone are standing alone is saying non-dual, non-dual, non-dual. So everything is contradicting it. Chidbanam tu avirodi asya. Now, we don't worry about that because the Chidbanam of being, here the point has to be understood as Chidbanam as individual self, which we won't contradict with you about consciousness is there, but it is not non-dual. I have consciousness, you have consciousness, there is consciousness. So everybody has got individual consciousness. That means what? It is not non-dual. See, Purusha's nature is what, according to Sankhyan? Purusha's nature is Chetanatvam. Purusha's nature is Chetanatvam and Prakriti's nature is Jadatva. So we never contradict the point that there is no Chetanatva. We don't say that. But Chetanatva is not non-dual. Because individually I have my consciousness is there and your consciousness is there and everybody. So I am and you are and I am different from you. This duality already started. So you cannot prove the existence of consciousness as non-dual. For all our worldly transactional experiences has been that there is duality everywhere and it includes consciousness. It includes consciousness. So, Chidbanam tu avirodi asya dvaitasya. Chidbanam, individual consciousness, avirodi. It's not contradiction. Asya dvaitasya. Therefore, ube asame. You are saying both are same. No. That is not. Don't give me an example of Dingmatra and all that. No. So, wherever we see, whatever we see is duality. And even there is duality between my consciousness and your consciousness. I'm not denying that there is. No, I am not saying that there is no consciousness. It is there. Chidbanam is there. But avirodi. Dvaitasya avirodhi. That we with large heartedness we include your your chit banam as a part of us. Therefore, being Dvaita being more predominant, more present, more experienced, more known, it cannot be compared to Advaita. They are not same. Don't tell me that they are same. I don't accept that. Duality is directly perceived, so non-duality cannot be perceived. So perceived. All right, then duality perceived with one's senses performing their functions can have no place when non-duality is perceived as knowledge. So duality is defeated by its own argument. Then, so now you see the answer to that is going to be given. Evam tarhi shrunudvaitam asanmayamayatvatah tena vastavam parisheshat vibhasate. Evam tarhi shrunudvaitam asanmayamayatvatah tena vastavam parisheshat vibhasate. So, when Advaitin is so cornered by like this, because Dvaitam is more directly perceived, is everywhere, everybody accepts it, it is perceived everywhere, everybody accepts it, it is not contradictory to your individual consciousness, it is therefore irrefutable. This is the argument of the Dvaitin. Evam tarhi, if that is so, shrunu. Now listen carefully. Dvaitam is asat. Don't raise your hand now. Wait. He said Dvaitam is asat. Maya mayatvatah, of the nature of Maya. So then why do you make that kind of a statement? So see, in any such arguments, there are certain parameters must be kept defined. Without definition of the parameters, you cannot proceed on defining anything. So what you consider as real must be that remaining same upon inquiry. What is considered as real must be there, irrefutably present when everything else is absent. Right? Trikale api abhadita vastu sat. That which cannot be refuted in 3 periods of time is sat. Now let us look at that way. Is Dvaita qualifies for that sat? If it is not, then you should accept it is asat. Right? Let us see. Is any experience of your life, anything that you come to experience, is the same at all time? Nityam va? Anything in this world you look at, is it nityam va? Seasons are not the same. Sun is there and sun is not there sometime what you experience. Day is not there and then the night comes. Joy is there, then followed by sorrow. Youth is there, then will be old age. Joy, then success is there, followed by failure. Health is there, then there is no health. Which is true? Which part of it is true? If in the Dvaitam, which part is true? Because it itself contradicts itself. Isn't it? Darkness and light, both are there, you say, which is real and which is not. Can you tell me? Because our definition of the parameter is what? That which does not change is real. Based upon that, let us argue. So in your Dvaitam, which is there at all times? Which is uncontradicted. Everything is contradicted by another aspect of it. And that is the nature of Maya. It self contradicts itself. है नहीं है दिखता है नहीं दिखता है जान सकता है नहीं जान सकता है, known and unknown, seen and unseen, there or not there. So this is why I call it is Maya. Only in certain conditions it appears to be present. Those conditions removed, it is not there. Take your own example of everyday experience. Waking contradicts dream, dream contradicts sleep, sleep contradicts the rest of the day. Then which is the correct? The world that you have experienced in dream, can you take it to the waking world? Or other way around? Can you? Can you take any aspect of your dream to the waking world? Or take any aspect of the waking world to the dream? Can you take any one of this waking or a dream into the sleep? So, therefore, continuously being subject to change cannot be considered from the standpoint of definition of Sat. Tena. Therefore, Vastavatvam, existence, is proven of Advaitam. Consciousness, on the other hand, is present irrespective of the continuous changing nature of Dvaita. Because both are known. Joy is also known, sorrow is also known. Light is also known, darkness is also known. Success is also known, failure is also known. Waking is also known, dream is also known, sleep is also known. So what is there at all times? Ashesha. What is said? Sorry. Parishesha. Parisheshat. That is the hetu here. Parisheshat, being there present when everything else is gone, vibhasate, it shines, it is present. Tena, because of that reason, Advaitam Vastavam. Non-dual presence of consciousness is Vastavam Satyam. What is the hetu? Parisheshat, being present always in the absence of all other things. What remains at the end when everything is negated? What is present? And whatever is getting negated, it is a temporary presence only, and that is the nature of Maya. Maya Mayatvataha. That is also hetu. Maya Mayatvataha Dvaitam Asat. Parisheshat Advaitam Sat. Vastavam, the word is used. Vastavam Advaitam Parisheshat. Maya Mayatvataha Dvaitam Asat. So, even as you are experiencing through the mind and the senses, etc., by that very reason alone, you cannot say it is true. Because the same mind does not see it in the dream. The same mind does not see it forever. Eyes are able to see the light always. Do you say that? Can you say that? The darkness, it changes. So what is present at all times is that which is qualifying to be Sat. In the absence of all other things, it is present. That's being the Hetu. Tena Vastavam Advaitam Parisheshat Vibhasate. So this is the reason why we say, even though Advaitam na Vibhanam, it's called Asheshataha na Vibhanam, that is your argument, but being your own self, it need not have to be fully known as an external object, for it is always present with you as you. Therefore, it is not necessary for us to prove it as an external object. Not only that, in all beings, it is the same. For what you call it as a variety is negated at some point of time. When Upadhi Vilaye Pari Shesham Yadasti Tadadvaitam. When Upadhi is gone, what remains is Advaitam. So Veshahanadaha Swatma Darshanam. When you are external, 5 layers of your Panchakoshas are removed. What remains is Advaitam. So this is how the argument is completed. Achintya rachana rupam Mayeva sakalam jagat Idi nischitya vastutvam Advaite parisheshyatam Achintya rachana rupam Mayeva sakalam jagat Idi nischitya vastutvam Advaite parisheshyatam. See, if you cannot prove the nama and rupa of a pot is real. Nama and rupa is what makes the mud appear like a pot. Can you say the nama and rupa of the mud, which is appearing as a pot, is real? It is transactionally real. You refer it as pot because the form is given a particular name for the sake of it to be distinguished from something else. If mud alone is there, nothing else is there, you don't need to call it as a pot. And you make one particular shape different from another shape, then you say this is pot and this is ladle. Right? But the name pot and name ladle is only for the sake of distinguishing one from the other. As such, the ingredient of both of them is non-dual only. Mud. Madeva satyam. So, mrideva satyam in both the cases, but the distinguishing thing is only temporary. If we destroy the form of pot, destroy the form of ladle, what remains is mud only. So that is non-dual. Correct? Similarly, gold, ornaments are there. One is called bangle, another is called ring, another is called necklace, another is called bracelet. So according to the shape and the functionality of it. Though you know that each one of them is made from the same substance and the name and form are removed, then obviously the one which is appearing as that remains. That is called Parishesha Nyaya. That is the Nyaya or the logic used is that which remains at the end is real. That which appears to be there is unreal. So here, this being the case, but then the variety that I see, Achintya. So that is variety is what? Achintya Rachanat Rupam. Rachana Rupam. This word, which is Rachana, it's a creation, variety of creation, is Achintya Rachana. Inscrutable, undescribable, indescribable. How it is? Achintya Rachana Rupam Maya Eva Sakalam Jagat. This whole world is, as it is perceived as dualistic variety, is a power of the inscrutable Maya who creates it. So this you should understand and don't take that to be real. Don't take it to be seriously. Idi nischitya is having clearly understanding this. Vastutvam advaite parisheshyatam. May you remain connected to, identified with, realize that there is only one which is not subject to the touch of Maya. That is the non-dual presence. So do not just get carried away by the dualistic perception reported by your senses, mind, etc. because the instruments which are looking at it as well as what it looks at, both are created by the same Maya. And what will you do then? If one is not a product of Maya, then you are saved. But the one which perceives as well as what is perceived, both are Maya. You cannot eliminate one. If you eliminate the senses, there is no world. If there is no world, there is no senses also. Right? If one is gone, the other one will not survive. If the eyes are not there, where is the form and color? If there is no form and color, what is the need for eyes? What will the eye do? If there are no forms, let us say that you are going outer space, right? Let us say you are going outer space. Pitch dark. What do you see? Nothing. What is the function of the eye there? What is the function of the eye there? If you are in a totally dark place, what is the function of your eyes? Nothing is, everything is the same, dark. So if there is one single even light is there, then you can distinguish. So there is a light and there is a darkness. But totally dark. It is as good as a blind person, right? What is the difference between a blind person and a person who sees? His variety I can see. But if you put both of them in an absolute dark room, what is the difference between these two guys? No, nothing. So the instrument with which you are seeing, as well as the object that is being presented to you, both are being a product of Maya. You considering both of them as real is what makes you feel that there is Dvaita. That the whole Dvaita Prapancha is Maya Mayatvam. Therefore, he says, Achintya Rachana Rupam Maya Eva Sakalam Jagat. And why it is and how it is, Anirvachaniya. That cannot be described. Logically, rationally, we cannot describe what it is. Because why? The Ishwara Shakti. Who are you to ask the question? It is Bhagavan's power. You know, I was just yesterday, there was a budget, right? There is a budget discussion in India. So when I, 30 years back or so, when I came from India, the budget, you know, probably they are talking about say thousands and probably 1 lakh, 2 lakh. No, they say 1 lakh 250,000 crores. What? How many zeros you have to put? 1 lakh 25,000 crores. What does it mean? There's a budget of whatever. I'm just giving you this. Cannot comprehend. Right? Because the people who know those figures, they will know it. But what you and I just, what number is that? It is impossible to comprehend, you know, how they even think in that direction. So this world is constantly changing, and so one generation of people, what they know, the next generation for them it is tucham, or they don't even consider that as important, because they moved into a different way of thinking, and we cannot think like that because it is not possible, and they cannot think this way also. So every moment it is changing. That is the nature of this world. Pradikshanam vartamanam. Every moment it is parinama gacchati. Every moment it is changing. That is the Maya. That is the nature. And what a Shakti, that's Bhagavan's Shakti. So who are you to ask what is it could be? So the person who is giving the budget, she actually, when she knows what she is talking, I hope. But she knows because it is under her control of determining this budget should be this much and that much is that she understands that. But you and I cannot comprehend that. How the whole dynamics, whole government works, how many, you know, budget, how they are putting the budget, and even the number figures are all we are not able to understand. See, think about one country's the budget itself, financial budget, we cannot understand. Bhagavan's power, who controls the entire cosmos, how will you understand the Shakti? So, therefore, Maya eva sakalam jagat. Iti nischitya, determining this, vastutvam, astitvam, advaite parisheshyatam. So, understand the nature of the reality in that way. Continuing. Punardvaidasya vastutvam
Punadvaitasya vastutvam
Bhati chetvam tata punah
आदिचेत्वं तथा पुनः
Parishilaya ko vatra
परिशीलय को वात्र
Prayasastena te vada
प्रयासस्तेन देवद
Punardvaidasya vastutvam Bhati chetvam tata punah Parishilaya kyo yatra Prayasastena te vada Punaha again, Dvaitasya vastutvam bhati. See, even as I understand the nature of the non-dual as the real, and that alone is at the end of the everything, it remains unaffected, undisturbed, uninfluenced, unattached, understood. But when I open my eyes, what do I see? Dvaitam only. Punaha dvaitasya vastutvam bhati chet. It is there. I just cannot ignore it, right? When eyes, ears open, even Mahatmas, when they are living in this world, are they closing their eyes and ears and nose and then they are working? I am conscious now. Yes, that is possible for those who are in Samadhi Avastha. But as soon as they come to see the world through the eyes, etc., there is world. Green, blue, yellow, white, every colors are there. Tall, short, big, small, good, bad, right, wrong, success, failure, darkness and light, heat and cold, summer and winter, all that is there. Dvaitam bhati chet. So what should be done? Chet, if that is the case, tvam tata, in that case, punah, parishilaya, continue to practice. What? Prayasastena te. So, continue to practice that. What is to be practiced here? The prayasa or the very practice is your nischaya, your determination in your mind is, even as I am seeing this what I see is temporarily only perceived as real, but me, the reality is alone, is permanent and everlasting. This you have to assert again and again. That assertion is unavoidable. What is it called? Anvaya and Vidya. Anvaya is very important. So, Parishilaya ko atra. So, Parishilaya, what is to be done? Punah punaha Parishilaya. So, what is the difficulty for you to do that? Atra ko prayasaha tena. What is the difficulty that you have? Vada, tell me. To assert yourself as the non-dual presence, for having understood that alone is finally true, that alone is a substratum. Like when you are seeing the waves and the ocean, waves of the ocean and the various huge, but don't you know every wave is water only. Even as you are seeing the waves, you recognize that it's only water. In that recognition, what is the problem? In that recognition, there is no. So when you go to a jewelry shop, you look for a chain and necklace, etc. Right? But if it is not gold, will you buy? This is so beautiful, you know. For this marriage, I have to want it for my daughter. It's a beautiful, design. Yes, sir, but it's not gold. It is rolled gold. What is it called? Rolled gold, is it? What is it?
1 gram gold.
Rolled gold? No, there's some other word.
1 gram
Covering. Yeah? Gold covering. Gold covering. Gold plated, whatever. Gold plated. Plated is different. Gold covering. So, moment I know that it's gold covering, then I said, no. Even the design is good. I don't buy it. Why? That is not worth. Can I give it to somebody whom I like, I love, the worthless one? No. Even if it is good, okay, chalo, aprakho. Just give me something, even if it is, because I want gold. So, as even you see the waves, if you know that it is water, then waves can appear in front of you. You don't mind it, let it be there. But your attention should be, this is water. Similarly, parts and other things, this is mud. So many ornaments, this is gold. So understand the very essence of it. That's called Tattva Nishchaya. That Tattva Nishchaya happens, what is the problem? That is the prayasa you have to do. It is difficult in the beginning, no doubt about that. Nobody says it is easy because our mind is tuned to this Swabhavena. But tuned to get carried away by other things, but then you have to retune them to understand the non-dual nature of the reality. That alone is there. Everything else that is there other than that is Maya Mayatvam. Even though it appears to be in front of me as real, but it is not. This way you continue to practice. So, Tvam Parishilaya Tada Punaha Parishilaya. Again and again. Vairagyena cha, abhyasena cha, grihyate. What's the problem then? Kova atra prayasaha tena devada. Prayasaha tena te kova atra prayasa. What is that problem for you? Prayasa here to be understood as what is the strain that you have? Question is, how long? Always Gurudev also asks this question. Meditate. Swami said, how long should I meditate? So how long would you repeat to yourself, I want to sleep. How long will you do? Do you have any particular count on that? So then people say, no, when you do not get sleep, then it's count 100. Count the sheep. No, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, but at some point of time, counting stops. Not that you want to stop, it stops. You don't need to, you're not purposely stopping it, but it's no more, there is counting. In the same way, your prayas will end. When? It'll end. Don't look for the time. It ends by itself. As much as you want to sleep, ends when? And you sleep. You don't need to intend to stop it. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkhavat bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. One minute.